Forbes' A.J. Harrington reported yesterday that President Joe Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris took to social media Saturday to renew their support for federal marijuana policy reform, calling for an end to criminal penalties for low-level pot offenses and on the cannabis community's unofficial 420 holiday. Biden's team coordinated with Harris's to post at 4:20 p.m. Eastern an infographic quote of his previously most popular tweet in support of cannabis posted from March 7th during the most recent State of the Union address that said, "No one should be jailed for using or possessing marijuana." Biden did have a short updated message in the caption reading, "Sending people to prison just for possessing marijuana has upended too many lives and incarcerated people for conduct that many states no longer prohibit. It's time that we right these wrongs." Yes, it was pandering to the third degree. posting about 420 at 4:20 p.m. on 420. Ha ha ha. He's a clever one, that Joe Biden. Compared to the original, the response to this tweet seemed rather muted. His State of the Union post earned over 16,000 retweets and 104 likes. This weekend's got under 7,000 retweets and only about 33,000 likes. The first tweet was covered by each and every notable news publication on Earth, but this weekend's, it was only covered by Marijuana Moment, Benzinga, Green State, and the Grio, which was the same article was reposted in AOL.com and Yahoo News. But that's about it. So what's changed? Harrington says the president also took advantage of the opportunity to call for changes in marijuana policy at the state level, writing that he's urging all governors to pardon prior state offenses of simple possession of marijuana. No one should be in federal prison solely due to possession of marijuana, and no one should be in a local jail or state prison for that reason either. Now, personally, I don't think Biden and Harris, quote unquote, urging governors or mayors to follow suit is enough. I believe that they've been playing with folks' emotions and, quite frankly, our lives for far way too long, and America's wised up to this bullshit lip service. Speaking out in support of cannabis reform during the State of the Union address, in my opinion, was far bigger news because it wasn't expected, and it was a big deal for him to raise the issue to a primetime non-cannabis crowd. Doing the same on 420, our holiday, on our time, we know what it is. Thanks for the performative gesture and all, but it's no different than receiving a Happy Kwanzaa Hallmark card from your white neighbors who didn't even think to grab one of them mahogany joints. You know what I'm saying? It's like right over there. You get the black cards for the black event. But I guess it is the thought that counts. But we all know that they could have done more. Just like I'd never expect my non-black neighbors to come over and celebrate Black Hanukkah with me and the fam and dashikis, I'm pretty sure we'll never get the full-throated push from two career-long prohibitionists either. But here's my question. If this weekend's 420 tweet was a flop in the grand scheme of things, will any subsequent tweets from the duo on cannabis reform even matter if they're not explicitly talking about descheduling, rescheduling, legalization, or highlighting specific policy changes that they would enact if reelected? I say no. I'm Rico Lamitte, the dopest dad on the street for High 9 News, and that's just my opinion. Let's hear it from the rest of the team. What do you guys think?
I see what you did there with the black card, Rico. That was cute.
You like that? You like that?
That was pretty
cute.
You like that? Yeah, that was.
You picking up one putting down?
It was very, very. I guess cultural appropriation or whatever you want to call it. I mean,
we can play the green card.
I mean,
you know
I'll tell you what.
With cannabis.
I'll tell you what, though. Joe Biden better leave Twitter or X alone. Okay, because otherwise he's not going to have anywhere to just gaslight people like this. That's going to allow for free speech like that.
Maybe you can do it on the newly public True Social.
Maybe
because things are so much better over there at True Social, right?
Yeah. I mean, the reality is, guys, is that this article implies that anything Joe Biden and Kamala Harris does is valuable and important, and we should pay attention.
Correct.
They're not. They're not. They are using the green card. In fact, Rico, they're giving out green cards to way too many people just to get those votes locked in for 2024. Baby.
Oh man, all those illegal votes.
All them votes, all those new voters, coming into the country.
Yeah.
Get them registered quick.
Yep.
It's getting to the boy who cried wolf mode now. I feel like we're entering that arena. It's like, dude, like, stop talking about it and do something, or we're just gonna ignore you altogether.
I mean, I started ignoring them a long time ago. I mean, I don't know who's been paying attention. I feel bad for the people in their party who are toting the line, because it's getting worse, not better.
It goes to what's happened with Democrats for a really long time. Because the Republicans don't beat them, the Democrats beat themselves. The Democrats
That's right.
find a way to shoot their foot every single time, as if they were aiming for the big toe with a 50 caliber sniper rifle. And there they are once again, optics over outcomes, victory lap over real policy. And the American public, even those that lean blue, even those that are tried and true blue, even those that were raised in blue households, at some point understand that the level of ridiculous rhetoric is just that. And so it's painful for me to see, because at least they could be using the same old sorry talking points about we should be doing more, or there's more work to be done, or this is just the beginning of, or how about this? How about you tell me what you did in the first 4 years, and then you tell me what you're going to do in the next 4 years if you're elected? And why don't you speak to the difference between your campaign promises and what you've gotten done to date, and say, hey, I told you I was going to do X, Y, and Z. I've only done X and Y. Let me blame the other party for being obstructionistic and explain why I haven't been able to fulfill my campaign promises. And if you elect me again, here's what I'm going to do different. Like, that would be the comprehensive, sane approach to having a conversation with the American public. And that's not happening. And that is not because of the Republicans. And that is all on them. They could choose to change that yesterday. They haven't, they won't, and I am just beginning my rant for the day.
Well, you know what, Yarrow? It's very funny that you mention that like that, because the Democrats, they put out an article today saying how if they're able to claim the House and claim the Senate, how they would get so much done for cannabis during that. And I'm just thinking, like, we've been there and we've done that, you guys. We've been there and we've done that, and you guys did absolutely nothing at all whatsoever. So why are you pandering to people saying that you're going to do this now?
Hold on. When do they have both? When do they have both houses of Congress and the presidency? They have not.
Yeah, they have.
Beginning of Obama's term, have they had?
No, not since Obama.
3.
They've had it.
No, they haven't, Jason. Like, we had a Republican president, and then since Biden's been in office, we've had at least one of the houses has been Republican. So that's false.
I don't know. I'm not buying it.
No.
So there.
Rico's
They had him.
Fact check. But I think what Jason is trying to say, Rico, is that like they're saying, give us all the power and we'll do more.
Yeah.
And I think what I'm trying to say is even with the checks and balances and inherent inefficiencies of this super imperfect representative democracy, we know that sometimes policymakers and politicians will put up ideas or proposals knowing full well that it's not going to get over the finish line, but at least saying, here is what I stand for, here's what I tried to get effective. We need to look no further than safe banking to see that that's something that's done regularly as a course of doing business. And the Democrats haven't even done that with cannabis policy and reform. And so I think what Jason is trying to say is, if you can't even go through those motions when you have control over somebody or some of the branches of the federal government, why would I trust you to have control over all of it under the false promise that if I do that, you're going to do the things that you said you were already going to do?
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
Agreed.
Exactly. Well, look at that. Look at all that agreement. I brought a whole consensus to the table today, you guys.
Because Yarrow's good at making your straight up blasphemous lies into.
I don't need
that we can come together.
I do not need to blasphemily lie on anything. I do not lie about anything. I spit nothing but truthisms.